Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dr. Quack podcast. Got a great show for you today. I know I've been putting a few out here lately, but this one, I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Some of this has to involve professional wrestling, and some of this has to involve personal here. So I got a lot of things here on my plate. Big news. As you saw, Money in the Bank ladder match, I recorded my last podcast before this happened. Becky Lynch is pregnant. Congratulations, Becky. Congratulations. Shayna Baszler, by the way, thank you for that promo. I laughed my ass off. I mean, if you're going to go heel it out, you call her barefoot and pregnant and eating bonbons. That was gold, in my opinion. If you want to draw heat, you definitely did it. I was impressed with it. I didn't think people would go there. But Becky Lynch is pregnant. Congratulations to her. As it was told on Monday Night Raw, the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's briefcase was not for the briefcase. It was for the women's championship. Congratulations to Asuka as well. Definitely well deserved. Asuka out there is now the new Raw Women's Champion. Totally deserved. Really important that she got the belt. I was very impressed with that because you want a solid contender to have that championship. Granted, Shayna or Nia would have done fine as well, but I think if you're talking about overall, instead of one spot of it, I'm going to take Asuka because the overall picture on her, the big picture, is definitely her to be the champion. There's been some rumors going down. That's what I'm going a little bit over today. Sting allegedly maybe going to AEW. Can you believe this, folks? Because he's not under contract now with the WWE. That's what's hilarious about this. He is not. So, will he go to AEW? We're going to have to stay tuned on that. I don't talk much about AEW. Most of you watch this know that I don't talk much about it. But I figured this was big. I mean, to me, AEW is just nothing more than bringing WWE talent that got released into your promotion. Yippee. We're going to give them a new name. Some of them were good talent and shouldn't have been released, but still, you're not doing nothing new with them. We all understand it. It's nothing new. Another big one here. Lana, baby, getting released. If you guys have been watching Raw, you know that Bobby and Lana have definitely been on the decline since Rusev got released. She's not really a strong female out there as a manager. She's definitely not a great worker. We get that. Bobby, on the other hand, I think is a great worker. Has always been. He's got the build. He's got, everything but maybe a voice. If he knew how to cut a promo really well, then he would probably be great. But outside that, he's talented. And that's why, it looks like WWE may be putting up a new stable. Look for him and MVP to be doing stuff together, which is awesome. You see a little taste of that on Monday night. I was thoroughly impressed with that. I think MVP is a big-time talker. He is, the wrestling version of Paul Heyman. He could actually wrestle, versus, just talk. But he belongs there. I think this will be great for him. He can do that Mr. Fuji style role back in the days where he wrestled and he also managed. I think that would be a great role for him. So we'll have to see what happens with all this. They're talking about, Zelina Vega and her new stable. They're talking about getting rid of Austin Theory. There's a lot of things that are getting ready to happen here in the WWE. And it's going to be really interesting to see which way we go. So many things. Otis, by the way, Otis winning Money in the Bank. Of course, they're talking about him, possibly holding it for a while, or somebody else beating him in a match to challenge his threat with Mandy Rose. So it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens with all this. I'm really excited to watch and see on SmackDown. I noticed something here. There's something else I want to talk about. WrestleMania 3 was on Fox Sports 1. I told you all about that on the podcast. I noticed they didn't have one match. They didn't have the 6-man tag with Hillbilly Jim and King Kong Bundy And, of course, the 4 midgets over there. Some of you know them. Let's see if anybody remembers. Put them in the comments. I'll give you one here. Lord Littlebrook out there. That's right. Yeah, he was tough as nails. If you know the other 3, please put them in the comments. I want to see if you know. Yeah, but they didn't show that match. I don't know, and this is just me speculating. This is nothing, I haven't heard anyone else talk about this, but was it a dig at Bundy? Was it a dig at the midgets? Both of them had issues. Of course, Bundy had issues with Vince, why he's not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's where it all led to. The midgets, they had their issues with Pat Patterson during the day with the sexual assault scandal. Look that up in the archives, folks. Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you find that one. So we don't know. I wonder if it was a dig or if it was just simply because, they had commercials and they just felt like, okay, this was the match we're going to cut. I wonder how that really was. Also, SummerSlam. SummerSlam may now be Autumn Slam. Yeah, that's funny, ain't it? Think about that. They're talking about taking SummerSlam and moving it down to September. So you won't have another big pay-per-view until September. The big 4, as we always originally called it. So, I mean, it could be Fall Brawl. The only reason this would be important is, what about you, folks? Are you going to go to that show? Are you going to be allowed to go to that show? That's where September comes in. They think they may be able to have an audience. So that's why September and SummerSlam are very important here. It's giving you a little bit on the whistle. But, so there's a big important factor on that. Also, just want to let you know here that we have an in-ring return potentially for Christian. And it's funny because, I talked about this last time. This may be a thing where Christian will be working with Edge and Orton and that whole storyline there. There might be a couple matches. It's possible right now he's got a no-touch clause. Pretty much can't wrestle him. Can't do anything right now in his contract because of injury. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. Also been reporting that, he may have some scenarios where he's working with John Morrison and The Miz. A lot of things happening right now. That's what I'm saying. Keep an eye out on this. If you are a wrestling fan, this is getting big. I'm telling you, so many different things that are out there, including something that I thought I'd never see in my life. They're talking about turning Jinder Mahal into a babyface. What? Does that blow your mind too? Because it blows my mind. I mean, think about this. Why would you turn Jinder Mahal babyface? One answer comes to mind, and it's exactly what it should be. It's money, buddy. It's called, we're going to have a tour in India soon. That's what they're planning. The WWE is planning their WWE tour in India. Like the last time Jinder Mahal was World Heavyweight Champion. So, we'll see what happens. They're talking about turning him potentially babyface. Definitely going to have a feud with him and Drew McIntyre. That'll be something worth watching because both these guys, were the laughingstock at one point, and both these guys now were champions. So we'll have to see what happens there. Roman Reigns is doing personal videos for everybody. Just want to let you know, if you go look him up, $250. He will send you a personal video, and everybody's like, well, why is he doing that? Because, it's going to keep relevancy. It makes sense. I mean, good God. Even Brett Favre is doing it, I found out. Brett Favre doing personalized videos. Personally, if it's Alexa Bliss or Lacey Evans doing personal videos, I'm there. I'm like, hey, here comes the money. Also, it's been talked about right now that it is The Undertaker's last ride here. As his big 5-part video's out now. If you can, check it out on WWE Network. Definitely worth watching there. But his next opponent, they're talking about, of course, who else would it be? It would make sense. He buried him in the Boneyard match. He's back up. AJ Styles. It makes sense to me. They're talking about having a conventional wrestling match, which, could possibly end The Undertaker's career. It's very possible. I'm waiting to see what happens here because it's not going to end at SummerSlam. This is going to be a Mania moment. I mean, you can't have The Undertaker end it no other way. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And just one more thing, I want to talk to you. This is personal here. This is me to you. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you all for watching my videos. Believe me, I just enjoy making them. I enjoy talking. I enjoy debate. I really enjoy everything about it. Trust me, I wish I had it like I did about, a year ago almost when I was making other videos, but that doesn't happen anymore. This is what I've got. And unfortunately, this may be one of the last few videos I make for a while. I've got a lot of changes in my personal life. So I might have a couple more coming out, maybe 2, 3 more, but there's going to be a lot more things for me that I've got to do personally. And I just want to let y'all know I thank you so much. Whenever I get finished with everything in the world and I get some normalcy, I'll probably come back with some more shows. But, I mean, I've got a couple more weeks at least. I'd say I'm making videos, whatever I make. I really just am covering things that I want to cover. I'm covering the important stuff. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. If you can, like, share, subscribe. If you can do that for me, I really would appreciate it. It means a lot. I definitely would like to get my name out there. When I come back, I'd love to have more subscribers. So, thank you all so much. I appreciate everything you do and every time you watch. And I'm out.